The latest episode of 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, delivered one of the most emotionally charged moments of the season as Chloe finally confronted Johny about a shocking truth that threatened to change their relationship forever. What began as a journey of love, sacrifice, and cultural adjustment quickly turned into a dramatic confrontation that left viewers stunned and questioning whether this couple could survive the fallout. Chloe had uprooted her life with hopes of building a future with Johny in a foreign country. Like many cast members on The Other Way, she believed love would be enough to overcome distance, cultural differences, and personal sacrifices. For weeks, she remained optimistic, trusting Johny and defending him even when friends and family raised concerns. However, as the episode unfolded, cracks in that trust began to show. The tension started when Chloe received unsettling information from someone close to Johny. What initially sounded like gossip soon began to feel alarmingly real. Subtle inconsistencies in Johny's stories, vague explanations about his past and his sudden defensiveness made Chloe uneasy. Viewers could sense that something big was coming, and the show did not disappoint. As Chloe pushed for clarity, Johny's demeanor shifted. He appeared nervous, avoiding eye contact and deflecting questions. This only fueled Chloe's suspicions. Eventually, unable to ignore her instincts, she confronted Johny directly. The confrontation was raw, emotional, and unfiltered, exactly the kind of moment 90 Day Fiancé is known for. Chloe demanded honesty, explaining that she had sacrificed too much to be kept in the dark. She reminded Johny that leaving her home, family, and comfort zone was not something she took lightly. Trust, she said, was the foundation of their relationship, and without it, everything they had built meant nothing. Under pressure, Johny finally admitted that he had been hiding a major part of his past. While the exact details shocked Chloe, what hurt her most was not just the secret itself, but the realization that Johny had chosen deception over transparency. Tears filled her eyes as she processed the betrayal, struggling to reconcile the man she loved with the truth now standing in front of her. The emotional weight of the moment was palpable. Chloe's voice trembled as she asked the question many viewers were silently asking: "If you could hide this, what else haven't you told me?" It was a turning point, not just for their relationship, but for the entire season. Johny attempted to explain himself, claiming fear was the reason behind his silence. He argued that he was afraid of losing Chloe and believed that the past should stay in the past. But for Chloe, that excuse only made things worse. To her, honesty should have come before fear. Social media exploded as the episode aired. Fans were quick to take sides, with many expressing sympathy for Chloe and praising her strength for confronting the issue head-on. Others questioned Johny's intentions from the start, pointing out earlier red flags that now seemed impossible to ignore. The moment became one of the most talked-about scenes of the season. What makes 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way so compelling is its ability to show the real consequences of love across borders. Chloe's situation highlights the emotional toll of placing complete trust in someone while navigating unfamiliar territory. Her confrontation with Johny was not just about a secret it was about respect, communication, and the painful reality that love alone is sometimes not enough. As the episode ended, the future of Chloe and Johny's relationship remained uncertain. Chloe was left questioning whether she could rebuild trust or if the damage was already done. Johny, meanwhile, faced the consequences of his choices, realizing that honesty delayed can feel like betrayal delivered. The coming episodes promise even more emotional fallout as Chloe weighs her options. Will she choose to fight for the relationship, or will this revelation be the breaking point? One thing is certain: this confrontation has changed everything. 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way continues to prove why it remains one of reality television's most gripping shows. Through moments like Chloe and Johny's confrontation, viewers are reminded that love stories are rarely simple and that sometimes the hardest journeys are not across countries but across the truth. After the confrontation, silence filled the room between Chloe and Johny. The emotional explosion had passed, but what remained was even heavier and Chloe sat quietly, her thoughts racing as she tried to process everything she had just learned. The shock had not worn off, and the pain lingered deeper than she expected. This was no longer just about a hidden secret. It was about broken trust. Johny attempted to comfort her, but Chloe pulled away. For the first time since arriving in his country, she felt completely alone. She questioned her decision to move, wondering whether love had blinded her to warning signs she had chosen to ignore. The future she once envisioned now felt fragile and unclear. Later, in a private confessional, Chloe opened up about her emotional state. She admitted that she felt betrayed, not only by Johny, but by herself for trusting so easily. She explained that leaving everything behind required courage, and she expected the same level of honesty in return. "I don't know if I can just forget this," she said, her voice breaking. "Some things change the way you see a person forever." Johny, on the other hand, defended himself during his own interview. He insisted that his feelings for Chloe were genuine and that his intentions were never malicious. According to him, fear drove his decisions, fear of losing the woman he loved. But even as he spoke, his words felt uncertain, as if he himself was realizing the gravity of what he had done too late. As the days passed, the tension between them grew. Simple conversations turned awkward, and moments that once felt natural were now forced. Chloe began spending more time alone, reflecting on her situation and seeking advice from friends and family back home. Their reactions only added to her confusion, as many urged her to think carefully before continuing the relationship. The cultural and emotional isolation that comes with moving abroad became more apparent than ever. Chloe struggled with the reality that she had no immediate support system nearby. Every doubt felt heavier, every decision more overwhelming. The dream of starting a new life abroad had turned into a test of emotional endurance. Meanwhile, Johny tried to regain control of the situation. He made promises to be more open and transparent, assuring Chloe that there were no more secrets. He emphasized that people make mistakes and that love should allow room for forgiveness. But Chloe questioned whether forgiveness was possible without time, and whether time was something she was willing to give. Viewers watching the episode could sense the shift in Chloe's mindset. She was no longer the hopeful partner willing to compromise at all costs. Instead, she appeared stronger, more cautious, and deeply aware of her own worth. Fans praised her growth, noting how she refused to ignore her feelings for the sake of convenience or fear of starting over. The episode ended with Chloe facing a difficult decision. Should she stay and attempt to rebuild trust? Or should she walk away before becoming even more emotionally invested? The uncertainty left audiences eager for what comes next, knowing that whatever choice Chloe makes will shape her future in ways she never anticipated. One thing is clear, this revelation has permanently altered the dynamic between Chloe and Johny Love. Once effortless, now requires honesty, accountability, and emotional maturity. Whether their relationship can survive this test remains to be seen. As 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way continues, Chloe's journey stands as a powerful reminder that love across borders is not just about romance, it's about truth, resilience, and knowing when to fight and when to let go. The days following the confrontation forced Chloe into a painful period of what once felt like an exciting leap of faith, now felt like a gamble she was no longer sure she should take. Every quiet moment replayed Johny's confession in her mind, and with each memory, her trust weakened further. The uncertainty was exhausting, but avoiding the truth was no longer an option. Chloe finally realized that staying silent would only deepen the wound. She asked Johny for a serious conversation, one without excuses, interruptions, or half-truths. When they sat down together, the atmosphere was tense. There was no anger this time, only disappointment, which somehow felt even heavier. She told Johny that love could not survive without honesty, and that rebuilding trust would require more than promises. Chloe explained that she needed consistency, transparency, and time to heal. Most importantly, she needed proof that Johny was willing to take responsibility for his actions instead of justifying them. Johny listened quietly, visibly emotional. For the first time, he admitted that his fear had cost him more than he ever expected. He acknowledged that by hiding the truth, he had taken away Chloe's ability to make an informed decision about her own life. His apology felt sincere, but sincerity alone could not erase the damage. As the conversation continued, Chloe revealed something Johny did not expect. She was considering leaving, not as a punishment, but as a way to protect herself. The idea of starting over terrified her, but staying in a relationship filled with doubt terrified her even more. The moment hit Johny hard. He pleaded for another chance, promising change and accountability. He spoke about their future, the plans they had made, and the sacrifices Chloe had already endured. But Chloe stood firm, explaining that love should never require someone to lose themselves or accept less than they deserve. In her confessional, Chloe shared a powerful realization. She admitted that she had spent so much time proving her commitment that she forgot to ask whether the relationship was truly healthy. "I came here for love," she said, "but I also came here for respect. And I don't know if I have both." The episode ended with Chloe packing a small bag, leaving viewers uncertain about her final decision. Was she preparing to go home, or simply taking space to think? Johny watched silently as she walked away, fully aware that his choices had led them to this moment. Fans reacted strongly to the cliffhanger, flooding social media with support for Chloe's strength and Many praised her for choosing clarity over comfort and courage over fear. Others wondered whether Johny's remorse had come too late. As 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way moves forward, Chloe's journey becomes a defining storyline of the season. Her experience highlights the harsh reality that love across borders demands honesty at every step, that sometimes the hardest decision is choosing yourself. Whether Chloe and Johnny's story ends in reconciliation or goodbye remains unknown, but one thing is certain: this turning point has changed Chloe forever. And whatever comes next, she will no longer ignore the truth.